So today we are going to rewire this basement here. I'm just kind of going to do a step-by-step video here. We're marking out where we're putting the plugs. We are trying to utilize some of the existing stuff there. So we're putting the plugs up higher at 2 feet here for the height of the plug to the top of the box, and we can reuse some of the existing wire there. This is kind of a training video for my apprentices and people that haven't done this before. So we're doing minimum code here about every 12 feet. I've cutting that down maybe to about 10 feet. So I've got to sort through these existing circuits here, but there's kind of the gist of it here where we're putting all the new plugs. Getting rid of some of this stuff here, that we've got upward facing plugs, which is not at all to code. There are some types you can get for your island that will pop up, but that's the only ones that are code compliant. Just to have them facing upward like that is not at all to code here. So the first step is to, walk through, mark out all your plugs and switches where everything is going, and make sure it's all good there. And then then we start putting all the boxes on, which we're doing now. And then start pulling the wire. So we used a laser to set up all of our boxes once we had them marked out. We also used a laser to drill these holes so that it makes it much easier to pull the wire through. Cleaned up all the old wiring there, and just going from box to box to box here. We're also running a 20 amp circuit here for a treadmill. Going around and around and around. Putting a 240 volt wall heater there. Plugging the other side of the bedroom there. Plug here. Got some boxes up in the ceiling here for some lights in the ceiling. Cleaning up some of these old pot lights that are no longer in use. Still have to drill some holes across these floor joists here to run the wire. This guy here is going to be a smoke detector. That's going to be the light for coming down the stairs. 3-way there from the top of the stairs to the bottom. I'm going to move that switch around to this side here. We also put a smoke detector, carbon monoxide detector here in this room right there. Ouch. Got a switch in the hallway here. Relocating that light to right there. Here's the rest of our bedroom circuits. Plugs going around here. Oh, no, never mind. That's a sump pump. It's on its own dedicated circuit. Sump pumps are not required to be on arc fault breakers as long as it is only the sump pump and nothing else, and it is a single receptacle, not a duplex receptacle. And then, I'm just going to keep some of the old wiring. This was a box that we found up in the ceiling that was buried. So I dropped that one down. It doesn't get covered up now. We're going to take the wire out of this pot light here and move it into this light here. And that'll be our smoke detector, getting some power off of a lighting circuit. So just doing another walk around here for the progress. These 3 switches are the bathroom switches. If they were inside the bathroom, they were within a meter of the shower there, so I moved them outside the bathroom so we can avoid that ground fault circuit interrupter breaker. We have an in-floor heating thermostat here. It's going to require a GFI breaker because it is within 1 meter of the shower. We're going to put a plug down there for a towel warmer. It's going to be arc fault protected and ground fault protected. I'm going to ask the electrical inspector tomorrow if I can put it on with the general circuit there. That receptacle behind me was going to be a AFCI receptacle. That was some of the old wiring done in the house there. I don't believe any of that stuff is done with permits though, so anyways, I will ask them when they're here tomorrow. There's the wall heater tied in there for the bedroom. Pot light up here in the shower. Pot lights inside the shower are okay to put in there as long as they are, of course, CSA approved, and they are also certified for wet locations, which the brand that I use from Juno is, of course. Here we've got our ceiling light, the bathroom fan there, vanity light, existing GFCI receptacle there. All this stuff still needs to be tied in there yet. We've got the hall light, some power for our smoke detector circuits coming off of there. We got to rewire this guy tomorrow. Got to relocate that guy around the corner here. We got a light coming down here at the bottom of the stairs. Some good old aluminum wiring. Here's our carbon monoxide smoke detector there. We got the 3 lights going across the ceiling here. When you're drilling these floor joists out, try to stay in the center. Whenever you go around that heat duct, always go underneath the bottom. It's best to also put some insulation in between. Keep that wire from getting extra hot. I like using these deep boxes just in case you got to run a 3rd wire out of there. Another heater for this living room area. Everything's all nice and tied in here now. Oops, my apprentice, helper, never done electrical before. We're gonna have to fix that one. And yeah, that's the gist of it. I got some old wiring underneath there that I gotta relocate some switches and tidy some stuff up, but that's tomorrow's project. Alright, so we're doing the final walkthrough here. We are all finished and we passed the electrical inspection. So here's a kind of a close-up inside there. My helper is going the wrong direction with those screws, but I'm not going to go around and fix that. Now we use the laser here to drill these holes and mark these boxes because just makes everything nice and easy to pull that wire when all those holes are exactly the same length. Putting a 20 amp treadmill in there. Going around, some 240 volt heater there. Here's these guys all pigtailed together there with a couple of Wegos. And then we have the lighting up here in the ceiling. These 3 lights will all be on the same switch. Over here is our carbon monoxide smoke detector. That one's on a 3-way from the top of the stairs to the bottom of the stairs. Another receptacle here in the hallway. Switches outside of the bathroom because they were too close to the shower. Here's our hall light switch. Switch for the bedroom. Now I reused some of the wiring where I could. Like that's old wiring there. We're just going to change that out to an AFCI receptacle. Another 240 volt heater. My panel I replaced here a couple of months ago. There's the plug-in I was talking about for the sump pump. It's a single one. And on the cover plate, we have to write with a sticker, sump pump only. Behind the ladder, there's the other receptacle. Back around to that one there. And over here to the bathroom we go. That guy was going to get buried up in the ceiling, so we dropped her down. Here's the light for the room. There's our smoke detector for the room. Here's the in-floor heating. Because it's within a meter of the shower, we have to ground fault protect that entire circuit back at the electrical panel. And the same with this towel warmer circuit. It has to be ground fault and arc fault protected because it will be a receptacle. Pot light in the shower. Ceiling and vanity light on the same switch. And then the fan up here. And then there's where the old panel used to be inside of the bathroom. But I can tell full well that this basement was not done with permits because they never would have been able to build a bathroom around an electrical panel. No inspector would ever pass that.